Hello YouTube and valued viewers, Byron at Splitting Slices. Welcome back to the Knife and EDC channel. Today is Saturday, July 25th, 2026, and that means it's not only time to go ahead and do another sub-collection series of videos to show you part of my overall collection of knives, but we're also going to start today on the first of a 5-part open hashtag series started by Tobias Gibson, which he is calling his 5x5 knives. Now, the idea is to show 5 case knives for 5 consecutive days, talk about them, mention what you wish, to end up with showing somewhere around 25 of your favorite case knives. Tobias, I would love to do that, but I do not own 25 case knives, and therefore I will show you what I have as far as my overall sub-collection. We're going to call this series the 3x5 case knives. You'll get to see 3 each day, and I'll probably show you my overall favorite case pattern that I own as a bonus on day 5. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, first of all, this is the first series, which is going to be my Trapper series, or pattern number 54. Now, pattern 54, the case Trapper, is probably one of the longest consecutively made model patterns by case knives and has been made every year in some form or other since the early 1920s. It is also one of the highest sold models by case as far as the patterns. I believe the Trapper, the large Stockman, and the Barlows tend to be the 3 all-time favorites by collectors and people that purchase, but yes, the Trapper is one of those models. Now, the first one I'm going to show you was made in 2020 and could possibly be the most prolific knife sold by case knives ever. That is because not only is it the 54 Trapper, but it's one of the most popular and most sold cover materials by case on all of their knives. This is the pattern 6254 stainless steel amber jigged bone version. So it's got that corncob style jig boned with the beautiful corn colored, both the light orange and then the darker brown jigging and toasting of that bone scale. Of course, the pattern is made as a 2-layer pattern with brass liners, stainless steel springs with the stainless steel blades, and then a 3-pin brass construction on those covers to hold those on. Each of my Trappers here also include the script oval shield, and they all weigh 3.9 ounces, so just shy of 4 ounces in the pocket. Now, of course, the Trapper was given its name because it has 2 hunting blades known as the Trapper blade, which is your clip point, and then your skinning blade, which happens to be that long spade blade. A couple additional specifications for the Trapper. So when closed, the overall pattern length is 4 1/8 inches long. It's 7 3/8 when opened up, and that's because you have 2 blades that are 3 1/4 inches long, all the way back to the end of the tang, and then you each have 3-inch cutting edges on those 2 blades. Now, of course, there are no half stops on the Trapper pattern, just the single cam tang, and you open each blade with those crescent moon nail nicks. Now, on this pattern, the crescent nail nick is always located in the center of the clip point blade, and then out toward the end or the tip of the spade blade, and both are opened from the show side of the knife. Whereas some models have the nail nicks where you have to turn the knife over and get to it with your dominant hand. They are both on the same side of the knife in this pattern. All right, so I think that pretty much gives you the rundown on the basic specs of this. But again, this one may be the most prolific knife ever sold by case due to it's the most popular cover, manufactured, and the model pattern itself. Now, knife number 2 was made in 2022. This is also a 6254 stainless steel version of the trapper, but this is the smooth, I believe the chestnut bone, pardon me. This is the smooth chestnut. Again, 3-pin brass construction on the scales or the covers. You have that oval script shield with case and the 2 blades. Again, same size, same construction, just different color scales and smooth bone instead of jigged. Now, all of my trappers have come manufactured very well. No gaps whatsoever between scales, springs, and liners. Transitions are smooth at the bolsters. Bolsters are in good shape. And my blades on these came fairly sharp. I had one that had a slight burr on it, but we took care of that. And all of them came fine. Now this one's got a line that runs about 2/3 down the scale, and it looks like a crack. It is not. It is just the line in the bone. There is no glue line. There is no sign of a crack, and it is not next to the pin, although it runs just below that one. So believe me, I take a look at that each and every time and make sure that's not cracking, but it's held up and worked out very well. All right. So this is the second one I own. Again, a 2022 6254. Probably carry this chestnut more than the other 3, and probably should hold it back. But again, I like to use my knives. I need to carry the amber much more often. Now, the third one I've rarely carried because I just picked this up about 2 weeks ago at the Case Forged in Freedom event down at Red Hill Cutlery. And this is probably one of my newest knives. And this is a limited edition. Only 100 were made specifically for Red Hill Cutlery for the Forged in Freedom event. Of course, that event celebrated our 250th birthday as a country and the signing of the Declaration of Independence back in 1776, which we now celebrate each and every July 4th. And this is one of my 250 collectible knives. So on the spade blade or that skinning blade, it says Red Hill Cutlery with their logo and then 1 of 100 made. And then it says 250 America on the clip point. Same construction, same specifications, just have that nice script, We the People, on there as far as on that natural smooth bone cover. On the other side, it's just natural smooth, no markings whatsoever. Of course, you've got the laser etching of the 6254 on this one. And I believe this was, the first year where they started doing the laser etching. So I actually have stamped blades on my 2020, but this one is laser etched. And of course, this was produced in 2026. All right. So those are my 3 case trappers that I own. I'd like to pick up a couple vintage or antique ones, but honestly, every time I pick one up, they're either, I think, priced way too much, and I need to find a good estate sale or a garage sale and find a nice model at one of those sales and pick up maybe a little bit older version. But those are my 3 case trappers for the first of the 5-part series. That's going to do it for me today. Byron at Splitting Slices saying, please split a slice with a friend soon. If you have some case knives and want to do the series, tag Tobias and me in your open tag series and call it 5x5 Case Knives. I'm going to show 3 a day. And until my next video, everybody, please take care.